Hey guys, it's Becky from Becks and Books, and today is Wednesday here in Australia. So that means the top 5 Wednesday, which is created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey, which I will link down below, as well as the Goodreads group that is obviously where I got my ideas from and where all the other topics will be for the next Wednesdays of every month. I will link that down below if you're wanting to do it, whether you blog, whether you do booktube, whether you do Instagram, wherever. It is a lot of fun and it's great because we get to give our advice and listen to what other people have to say on the same subject. So without further ado, I am going to get into it. So the topic for today's Wednesday is the top 5 banned books that you have read. Now, I was actually quite shocked when I was looking at the list of banned books because I can kind of see why they would be banned in certain countries, but at the same time, I just don't understand how a book can ever be banned, and that shocks me to the core because a book being banned, I'm gonna read that anyway. That would be the only way I would end up in jail, is because I'm reading a banned book or something. And yeah, I think that's what all of us would be like caught in jail for. Like, oh, you rebel, what'd you do? Well, I read a banned book. Pretty thug right now. But without further ado, here are the 5 books that I actually found out were banned in certain countries or certain places. So I would like to go into that. The first book I want to show you guys, I actually kind of knew it was banned, or I knew it would have been banned in certain countries because it is extremely different, and that is Flowers in the Attic by Virginia Andrews. This book my mum read as a teenager, and of course I was like, well, I got to get onto this, and I knew kind of what it would be about and everything, but I didn't know how extreme it went. This book was, it frustrated me. This book still frustrates me. I still haven't continued with the series, but I do have the books. It frustrated me so much that a mother could be so evil and a grandmother could be so evil. I was just completely shocked. And I guess in a way I can kind of understand the brother and sister in this. This being all they knew, they didn't grow up with other people, they had to act like parents to their younger siblings. Excuse me. So it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome, except in ancestry form. And in a way, I'm not saying ancestry is fine, absolutely not, but they didn't know what was right and what was wrong. So the next book we have is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now, I never read this in school, so I finally decided to pick it up, and it was amazing. And Atticus Finch is the best male / father character in my eyes. I think that this book will forever stay with me, and I definitely would pick it up again. I actually have Go Set a Watchman. Yeah, Go Set a Watchman, which I haven't read yet, and I know it's not exactly a sequel because it was actually written first. But I do love Harper Lee's writing, and I would be interested in knowing what she did have in mind first off. So, and how the characters that we've learnt to love and adore and to like grow with kind of ended up growing to be, or were meant to be before they were written younger. It's so confusing, but this one was banned. I can kind of see why, actually. Like the racism, people would be like, no, you're giving people ideas and stuff like that, and no, colored people can't have a say and all that kind of crap. It's like, dude, they bleed the same blood. Just get over it. Jeez. Like, I don't understand why people are trying to ruin or run other people's lives. Gay marriage. Oh, I'm sorry, you can't get married. Why not? you guys seriously need to mind your own business and like go and, you know, focus on your own life and what you're doing. And colored people, who cares? They, at the end of the day, they bleed the same blood we do, and they end up in the same ground that we do. I just don't understand people, and it's a very passionate subject of mine because people are so hateful and are too busy trying to ruin other people's life that they forget what's actually around their own lives and how to live their own lives. So at the end of the time, they're going to look back and be like, well, I was too busy trying to live everybody else's life for them. Another book that I have is one of my favorite books. I haven't reread in a while, and it's something that I read to kind of get lost in another world. And because I was like 14 at the time that I first started reading this book, it was like a higher read, but I was pretty advanced in my reading levels, and I adored these books because they were complicated, but they took my mind off my anxiety at that time. So this book, of course, is Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. I love these covers. These covers are absolutely gorgeous. I will definitely be focusing on rereading them again very, very soon. And this book, I was kind of like, how could it be banned and stuff? But then when you think about it, people are always like, no, not magic. I'm sorry, that's going to bring Satan on, and then hell will be brought onto earth, and then of course people are going to be running around like devil children because of magic, and they're going to want to grow pointy ears and talons, and then of course we're all going to die. That's how people think. So of course it's going to be banned in certain places. So I'm thankful that I'm able to like be able to read it. I really do hope that people that have it banned in their place can actually lift the ban and read it themselves, and then see if they grow talons and hooves and whatever magical witchery it is. But that happens. Now another one I actually read was in school, and I actually do not have that copy with me no longer. I don't know where it is. I think I gave it to my younger brother because he had to study it in school, and that is Of Mice and Men. I definitely want to pick myself up another copy because I've been craving wanting to read it again because it had such an amazing story to it. And I remember that I thought about it and did an amazing essay on it and everything like that because it really made you think about it, and the story to it was pretty amazing. It touched my heart, and I do want to pick it up again and refresh my memory because that was like a million years ago that I read it last. But boom, Of Mice and Men. And the last book, number 5, is It Has to Happen, Harry Potter. What? That was banned? Yeah, it was. I think it's the same, along the same lines as the Lord of the Rings stories, is once again witchcraft and wizardry. Those sorts of elements, they shouldn't be existing, and that's how some people think. So, I mean, we can't blame them for being a little bit scared of that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you kind of like, what? Who could possibly want to ban this? This has touched the hearts of many, many children. And we've all grown up with these. And I remember watching the first movie and crying because it came to life. It was absolutely fantastic. And the first scene where Dumbledore and then the cat was there, and I'm like, it's McGonagall, it's happening. And it was McGonagall, and then she became herself from the cat, and I was like, it's her, it's actually her. But then at the same time I was kind of like, oh my god, that's that evil witch woman from A Secret Garden. That was my other thought. I was like, I really hated her in that because she was so evil. But then as I grew up, I learned to love and absolutely adore Maggie Smith because she is amazing. She is a queen. So yeah, number 5, of course, is Harry Potter. This one is obviously one of my favorites. Like I said, it's very understandable why fantasy novels, which are craft and wizardry sort of style, fantasy, magical worlds and beings, it's kind of scares certain people, especially really religious people. They don't like that kind of stuff, so you can see why certain countries and stuff like that, these things are banned. And sometimes it's for the best, especially with the Flowers in the Attic books and stuff like that. It's best that these sorts of books aren't in like children's libraries and stuff, which I have noticed that they are in. So sometimes you think they're actually doing it for the right reasons, and it's up to the parents whether or not their children should be reading these books or not up to like this magical government. So those are my 5 minus Mice and Men, my top 5 banned books for top 5 Wednesday. I can't think today. So yeah, I mean, I'm so fascinated to see what everybody else has picked. Let me know down below if you've read any banned books. So what would you recommend I read that was banned? I've heard there's like a multiple books lists and stuff like that of all that kind of stuff, so definitely let me know down below. What were you shocked about that you found on the banned list or whatnot? Give it a thumbs up if you loved this video. Please subscribe if you would like to subscribe, will make me happy. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video, so until then, happy reading.